Aztec Safety is #1 for online safety training.
Aztec Safety is the proud sponsor of the Aztec Safety Challenge, the #1 event on the World Curling Tour.
And Aztec Safety has been a proud sponsor of Team Jacobs on our quest to represent Canada at the Olympic Games.
Welcome to Martensville, Saskatchewan, site of the Grand Slam of Curling Canadian Open, the Tier 2 event. And it's draw to action. We are featuring the feature sheet today, is the game between Team Kean of Ontario and Team Yamaguchi of Japan. The teams had a practice a few moments ago. They did draw to the buttons to determine who has last stone advantage. Yellow stones belong to Team Yamaguchi. They threw first. Team Kean, they have last stone advantage here in the first end. Thanks for joining us wherever you may be. My name is Jason Chang. We bring you the action from the ice to your device. Anybody hear me now? Joining me will be Jim Nix. And a corner guard goes up by Team Kean.
Okay, I'm back. I don't know if anybody can hear me. I'm still not having any sound here from anybody.
Well, Jim, if you can hear me, we are live now, and we can hear you, but he has been experiencing some audio issues, so we're going to try to get that resolved as soon as we can. Well, Team Yamaguchi, this team is, of course, pretty well known internationally. They were recently at that Olympic qualification event in Kelowna trying to secure one of the final 2 spots for the Milano Cortina Olympic Games. They just fell short, losing that second qualifier game to Team China. So, of course, very disappointed to not be making the Olympics, but that was a really tough field. Danny Casper making it out as qualifier #1 for the United States. Really a breakthrough year for Danny Casper. And Team China, Xiao Shuming, qualifying for that second spot to the Olympics. Team Kean, if you're from the Ontario area, certainly very well known, and even well known in other parts of Canada. Mark Kean himself, he's been to the Brier before, has an Ontario Tankard title, and this team, this foursome will be playing at the Ontario Tankard in Elmira later in January. So this is a great win-up for them. Big competition here at the Tier 2 of the Grand Slam of Curling, and they'll set themselves up well for the provincial championships, trying to make it to another Brier.
Well, good news, Jason. I can hear you.
Well, Jim, welcome to the broadcast.
Thank you.
Jim Nix, once again. My name is Jason Chang. Well, Jim, a pretty interesting matchup here. 2 pretty well-known teams, and they play quite a lot, both on the tour, Team Yamaguchi and Team Kean. What are you thinking about this matchup between this Ontario foursome and this Japanese foursome?
Yeah, I've seen both teams a little bit over the year, and I think Mark Kean, I don't know if it's fair to say, but surprised me a little bit when he won the Stu Cells, maybe. Is that what he won in Toronto? But anyway, solid team, and Yamaguchi's always solid. The 4th rock thrower on that team's Karuizawa, and he's a good thrower, so should be a good one.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, they chased that back stone that was really wide open. Lots of curl here in Martensville. Mark Kean doesn't like the center guard situation. They'll probably try to run this back and maybe leave another corner guard, leave double corners if they could out of this situation. I had a chance to play against this team in Oakville during the Summer League. They played very, very well. They were making run backs like no tomorrow on us. So
there's a good shot. Yeah, it's funny, teams. Some teams that you just don't. We have a lot of teams in this field that are so good that we just don't necessarily see a lot, and some that we see a fair bit. But they stay here and they do well. And like you say, provincial's coming up for everybody pretty much. So everybody will be using this as a bit of an event to get ready for that. It's a great opportunity. These guys going with 3 today?
Yeah, it looks like they're going with 3 today, trying to figure out who is out there.
Okay. Yeah, it's tough Bonspiel. I mean, it starts Tuesday. It's practically like going to a Briar or something. It's it's hard for teams to get enough time off just to play. And I mean, this is a great opportunity for them, so they're all going to take advantage if they possibly can. But there'll be a few teams play with 3 for the first day or two, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. And it does look like that was Takeru Yamamoto, their regular second, throwing the stones. Tsuyoshi Yamaguchi, he
Okay.
normally calls the game. He is the one in the house, and I believe it is.
Oh, okay.
I don't believe Riku Yanagasawa is there. If I'm looking at it correctly.
Yeah. I don't know. The lineup that we have on our board has Yamaguchi calling the game, but we'll get it straightened out here eventually.
Runs it back again, leaves another corner guard. Mark Team Scheme, their lead is Spencer Dunlop second, Matt Garner third, Brady Lumley and Mark Kean is their skip. So Yamaguchi, they have that rock fighting the top of the 12-foot. Of course, they don't really like these corner guards here, so they're going to try to peel them off. I think if you hit this on the inside, should be able to squirt the top rock towards the board, maybe even get it out. Get both guards out of the way. There they go. You see the stone's very lively today.
Working our way towards a blank.
Jim, this is draw 2 action. Of course, we had draw 1 earlier today. What did you notice about the ice earlier this morning?
Well, yeah. So I felt it had great finish. I don't know if it had as much curl as I'm used to seeing here in Martensville. We were, probably middle 8, maybe a little bit better than middle 8 to draw the pin, but it was much more sensitive than I really remember, and certainly up the weight at all on anything, and you just didn't get any curl. And so that was a bit surprising. Nothing wrong with it. Just it was a bit surprising. I just thought it'd be a little bit more, little more radical, I guess, curl. But and the other thing was that and I don't know if it's circles, I don't know if it's ice, I don't know if it's rocks or whatever it is, but houses were not quite as lively as we see sometimes. So that could just be on the striking bands on the rocks. I agree, but for whatever reason, they just weren't, they just weren't hopping over, sort of thing. You really had to make sure you got little enough of a rock if you were looking for a roll, sort of thing.
Yeah, we were hinting that this might be going towards a blank, but you saw Team Kean, they go on the offense using that stone in the top 12 or fighting the top 12 as a guard, and they've drawn around it. And now Yamaguchi, instead of running that yellow stone back there, they've decided to play a freeze just because that red stone has gone behind the tee line. So they're going to look to generate a force out of this now.
Yeah, I love the aggression, but I don't know if I understand the timing totally. I would have thought probably, look, we're 3 rocks to go in this end. Let's go ahead and finish it up, and we'll get at it in the second end with hammer, which is usually a preferable end anyway. So might work out.
Yeah, Yamamoto Zakaru now throwing those middle 3 stones. Normally their second stone thrower. This one's going a little bit deep and going to go by that red stone. Well, now advantage Team Kean.
Yeah, not a good miss. You can't, if you're going to miss that one, you better miss it light or tight. Don't miss it heavy.
Yeah, would you split the rings here, Jim?
I would, yeah. I know there's a temptation maybe to come right around again, which I think I'd be willing to let him take a shot at coming right around again, but they got 4 now.
Brady Lumley, third stone thrower for Team Kean. Trying to get this onto the tee line as even as possible with the other stone. Just a little bit behind the tee line, in fact, to get these even. Very nicely done.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, and as you telegraphed, if they had made that split the ring, Team Yamaguchi, not much choice but to try that same freeze again on the shot stone.
Yeah, and if he makes it really good, then Mark might be kind of kicking himself a little bit for not taking that away. But, it's always a game of second guessing this sport. So,
As we said, with Karuizawa Yamaguchi, the normal fourth stone thrower, not in the lineup today. Yamaguchi taking on both the skip and last rock duties. And sweeping his own stone as well. So doing everything today.
Yeah. Well, all the mixed doubles, a lot of these players play now, get them ready for that anyways.
Yeah, of course, Tsuyoshi has played quite a bit of mixed doubles, and he's also been a sweeper as well. He played many years with the other Japanese team. Now the name just all of a sudden escaped me.
Mm-hmm. That's okay. I don't know if I had it. So it's interesting that the sweeping your own stone thing, that would have been like a cardinal sin for so many years, to jump up and go down. So few people did it, but man, it was very much frowned upon and something you better not do. And now we have a whole sport that focuses around that same style. So you can see there. So obviously that was a very good shot, and it just a hair from probably being perfect, but it has come up enough that it's going to be really tough for Kean to remove it.
Yeah, you have to be very delicate if they're trying to push this stone back. You can also just freeze on top.
Yep.
The pin is still available. Looks like with the ice they're taking, they want to take a run at maybe pushing that yellow stone back a bit.
Yeah, it would be. You would expect that not to be enough for the draw for sure.
And the name has just reappeared in my mind. Yamaguchi played for many years with Yusuke Morozumi.
Okay.
Well, opportunity here for Team Kean to strike first with a multiple score. They've got to make this tap back first, though. Soft weight, try to get across the face, move that yellow stone that Yamaguchi just thrown back a little bit. Going to crash on the guard. Rolls open, but they are sitting second, third, and fourth. And so Yamaguchi's got to be very careful here with the placement of this next stone.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he's looking at the hidden roll, but if you roll it right to the center line, there is a double for 3 probably. So I think you want to overroll this just a hair.
Yeah, you could roll right behind the yellow, but I think it's yeah, you're probably better off just rolling a little tiny bit.
Right, either having a little roll or rolling a little bit extra.
Yeah, exactly.
Not right onto the center line.
Yeah.
All right, Yamaguchi, despite sitting shot stone, under a little bit of pressure here to make a good hidden roll. Needs to stay in the rings and not set up a double. Looking for a little bit of curl. Will it get up enough? Jams on the back. He rolls in, but that might leave a double still.
Certainly looks like they're going to take a run at it.
Yeah, a third of a rock double here, something along those lines.
Yeah, I've just rolled a little bit too far. If he just rolls and bites the edge of the 4-foot, he can probably get away with this. But rolled into Doublesville.
Yeah, they were trying to sweep that over, get a little bit more curl, so the roll wouldn't have been as deep, but they've rolled it to a spot where they have left the double for Mark Kean.
Yeah, I wasn't even thinking that they might roll to that sort of position. I was thinking if they roll a little too far, they might still set up a double, but it would be a double that was longer, not necessarily an in-off double. But first 10, this is no gimme.
Yeah, not at all. All right, final stone, Mark Kean, first end. A chance to score 3 if he can make this double. Catches the first one, touches the second one. Will it get far enough back to get 3? Yes, it does. 3 points on the board for Team Kean. What a start here for them. Second draw of the Tier 2 Canadian Open.
Brett, come on, man. I know Aztec's #1 for online safety training, but we really should be out here practicing.
I know, guys. I'll be right there. Just let me finish this course on gas detection. Wait. Do you smell that?
The 2025-2026 Grand Slam of Curling schedule is out, with big events happening all over Canada, like the Masters heading to London in September, the Tour Challenge from Nisku this October, the Canadian Open from Saskatchewan in December, and the Players' Championship from Steinbeck coming in January. Early bird weekend and full event passes on sale now at gsoctickets.com. Let's rock!
So we are back for end number 2 here in Martensville, where Mark Kean has just managed to manufacture a pretty nice 3 in the first end, Jason.
Yeah, really well done there. I mean, they got a couple of mistakes from Team Yamaguchi, a freeze attempt that went deep, and then that hidden roll that left that double for 3. So a great start for Team Kean at the Tier 2 of the Grand Slam of Curling Canadian Open.
Yeah, it's always nice to start with 3. You don't get that many of those in first end usually. So Spencer Dunlop lead for Mark Kean. Left-hander. We have a few left-handers in the field. Kean probably will play a little bit of defense here with a 3-0 lead, but I don't expect them to try to run and hide.
Yeah, and when you talk about defense, they put 2 rocks into the rings, and I'm expecting Team Yamaguchi to probably put up 2 corner guards, especially with the placement of those 2 not stacked right on top of each other, either playing another corner guard or going around their own guard.
Yeah, it's interesting they're coming into the rings already here. I'm with you on that. I would have thought probably a second corner here, whichever way you want to go with that corner. So
yeah, I think this would have been a good opportunity to play that corner because right now, they can't guard both of their stones in the house with one guard just because they're separated. And so if you throw up 2 corners, you can play a hidden roll on either side.
Yeah, and both rocks that the Kean team threw in are, they're concerning, but they're both not really major threats. They're both almost behind the tee line, and it's a nice draw by Koizumi. You probably have the pronunciations better than me, Jason. So if I get one wrong, let me know.
Which is not a problem. Yeah, that would be Satoshi Koizumi.
Okay. Say that again.
Satoshi Koizumi.
Koizumi. Okay. Yeah, that's kind of what I had down there.
We have some Japanese fans. Glad you're joining us. Watashi wa Jason desu. Kochira wa Jim Nix desu. My name is Jason Chang. Jim Nix with us. A little bit of Japanese I know from living in Japan for a couple of months, a number of years ago.
I remember you told me that last time we did a game, but so I figured I wasn't throwing you 100% under the bus with that.
Good memory, Jim.
Yeah. So lots of red in the house right now for Team Kean, but nothing too threatening as far as the Yamaguchi squad goes. Going to go around the corner again. I have to keep it fairly high. Koizumi.
Yeah, we saw that last one over curl, and they were able to hit. Team Kean was able to hit from the outside coming in. So it looks like there is a good finish from the inside out, from the center line outside.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, you can chase a bit on the outside. That's why these shots like that one probably isn't a much better spot higher up in the house.
And I think you're going to just go and peel the guard now.
Matthew Garner, big peel. Jason, you mentioned these guys will be running in or playing in provincials in early January. So I remember years ago in Ontario, you had to go through a process of playing zones or divisions and all that kind of stuff, and then interdivisions and whatnot. And then they had a challenge round and all those things. So to qualify for provincials now, is it still similar to that? Is it a regional thing, or is it just how do they pick their teams for the provincials?
Yeah, so for the men's and women's provincials, it's changed quite a lot, Jim. You're absolutely right. There used to be a zone, 16 zones in Ontario. 2 out of each zone go to a region. 4 regions, 2 out of each region goes to the provincial, and then there were 2 teams that came out of challenge round. Nowadays, it's evolved over the years, but nowadays, I believe the top 8 teams get to the provincial based on their CTRS ranking. And then there is a tournament. There might be actually 2 tournaments to qualify the last 4 spots. If you didn't make it through CTRS, then you have to go through one of those qualifying tournaments. Team Kean, they were in the top 8 of the CTRS, so that's how they made it into the field. And the Ontario Tankard Field, yeah, it's going to be a good one. It's going to be in Elmira. Both the women's and the men's are playing, so the women's Scotties as well as the men's Tankard. On the men's side, Jaden King, Mark Kean, Sam Moybrook, Scott Howard, Mike Fournier, Chan, Dan Kusavar, and Jonathan Butte were the 8 CTRS qualifiers. So pretty strong field.
Yeah. So this end developing a little bit here, although Yamaguchi's not really getting much happening. He really needed another guard or so to help him out here a little bit. But for now, he's going to move that rock in the 4 foot, try to flop out into the wing somewhere, I think, and then she's going to change that up, I guess.
Yeah, they have a stone in the rings right now. They're trying to get a second one in there, but it'll be hard not to leave a double for Team Kean.
Yes, because he saw that the first, and he doesn't need to see any more doubles. Not yet. So Yamamoto, is that who we have here? Yeah. Throwing a little hit and roll. Try to make sure he keeps the 2 yellows separated by enough that there's no double. Needs to make it curl a little bit, though.
It's a good shot.
Yeah. Yeah, that's about the best he was going to get out of that. There probably is he could take a shot at the double here.
Yeah, the double is still there. They can just get and roll over and hit first and second shot as well. Either or.
Yeah.
Well, Jim, a great field here. 16 teams in the Tier 2. Of course, there are also 16 women's and men's teams in the Tier 1 of the Hearing Life Grand Slam Canadian Open. That's being played in Saskatoon. We're here for the Tier 2 here in Martensville, but the finals of the Tier 2 go to the arena in Saskatoon, if I'm not mistaken.
That's traditionally what they do with the Tier 2 events for sure.
Which is an interesting dynamic because they played for the whole week here in Martensville in the club, and then have to go to a completely different surface, different atmosphere with different stones.
Yeah, you're right. It can definitely be a challenge. I know when we hosted this event in New Glasgow, we had two arenas in the wellness center, so everybody was playing on the arena ice for the whole weekend or week.
Yeah, it's nice when you have 2 ice pads in the same complex.
Yeah. Working hard on this.
Yeah, they got a bit of a miss from Team Kean, so now trying to hit and fit 2, they do.
Yeah, nicely spread, so it's a very nice shot. Our Kean now look to try to make a little roll back. He would love to have a reasonable shot at a double here sometime, maybe on his next shot. Doesn't have to be an easy one, but just something that would make it worthwhile going after. If he's going to give up 2 anyways, you might as well go ahead and take a shot at it. For now, though, hit and roll probably 2 or 3 feet would be fine.
Tip zones now, so I'd like to roll this into the 8-foot. Important to shot rock here because you want to make Yamaguchi play a hit of some sort. If you don't roll in for shot stone, Yamaguchi can just draw to whatever spot they would like. All right, gets it in there.
Yeah, very nice. That's just about all he could do, I think. I don't think he really I mean, he could roll further, I guess, but I think that's fine. He'll be okay with that. Yamaguchi will try to flop it right back out to where it was, but not try too hard. He has to make sure he hangs around. So Yamaguchi with his first here. And number 2.
Well, they weren't looking to roll to the inside because now this leaves the nose double.
Yeah, exactly. That was the problem there. It's the nose hit wouldn't have been too bad, but that's why we were saying that's kind of what Mark was trying to do. Basically, with his shot was to kind of roll far enough that he would have a reasonable shot at a double. I don't know that he expected to have this reasonable of a shot. Not that it's a gimme. No doubles or gimmies, but could have been much tougher than this. Let's put it that way. Straight back. If he makes a straight back double, he manages to force Yamaguchi to 1.
Yeah, force Yamaguchi to draw against 3, in fact.
Yeah. No brooms at all on this. Well, a little bit now. There it is. Mark Kean off to a roaring start here in this first 2 ends. Yamaguchi would, as Jason just said, he has to draw against 3. None even in the 8-foot, but it's still 3. And you're already down 3. So not the best case scenario, but you got to make it.
Yeah, a little bit of pressure is on now, but they did do practice before the game started, and they would have played these draws down this path, so shouldn't be an issue.
Yamamoto with just a heavyish clean here. Nobody looks too worried with this. This looks like it'll be fine. And very nicely done by Yamaguchi. He'll pick up a single here in end number 2, and we'll go to the break with Yamaguchi trailing 3-1 to Mark Kean. Back right after this.
Welcome to the RockShop.net, the official store for the Grand Slam of curling. Whether you're looking for the best hats, stylish clothing, fun toys, or unique accessories, the Rock Shop has it all. Shop online anytime at the RockShop.net for exclusive Grand Slam of curling gear, or come see us in person at your next event. The RockShop.net, where fans find their favorite curling gear.
Developed over a decade in collaboration with the finest ice makers this side of the Atlantic, the Pebblehead PB5 is nothing short of a triumph of sophistication and craftsmanship. Weighing less than half its lumbering copper predecessors, yet boasting tenfold their durability, the PB5 delivers perfect, consistent ice, time after time. The PB5 by Pebbleheads.com, the apex of ice-making ingenuity for the roaring game of curling.
So we're back here in Martensville for the Grand Slam of Curling Tier 2 Championship at the Canadian Open. In our match here between Mark Kean and Tsuyoshi Yamaguchi. Yamaguchi trails 3-1 without hammer. Mark Kean team off to a great start with a 3 in the first, and then another Mark making another double in the second was quite pretty much ended any hopes that end. Jason?
Yeah, I mean, Team Yamaguchi, they had a chance to keep their rock separated, make the doubles really difficult. A little bit of a miscue on that first rock from Yamaguchi, trying to hit and roll a little bit away. They rolled to the inside. That left that nose double for Mark Kean, and no mistake so far from Mark on his shot.
Yeah, that's one of those shots. If you're playing your average club curling game, you're thinking, wow, that was a great shot. At this level, but almost disaster by lining him up like that. So it's a different world. Oh, he might have burned that.
Yeah, it looks like he did.
Yeah. Just swinging around. It's with only one sweeper now, and you're trying to get it on one side versus the other. And I think he just kind of, when he was making a little swing around, probably just got a little too close.
Yeah, and that rock was burned before it hit the hog line, so there is no choice. You have to remove it. If it burns between the hog lines, if it's past the hog line, then the non-offending team has an option to leave it in play or move it to where they think it would have gone or remove it completely.
Yes, it can be some little bit complicated rules in curling.
Yeah, but World Curling is studying adjusting those rules to let the umpire be more active in the decision of where a burned stone or what should happen with a burned stone.
Yeah.
So those discussions are happening at the World Curling level, and World Curling is composed of all the countries who curl, so all the member associations. So they have a rules committee that looks at those things and then brings it for the for adoption into the full World Curling rules.
There you go. So Koizumi will take another shot at this shot. Have you ever wondered if anybody ever burned a stone twice in a row? I can just about guarantee it never ever has happened.
Well, I'm going to tell you it has happened.
Oh, has it?
It's happened to me.
Oh, really?
Well, on a team's one. Well, let me tell you, we were playing at a Pacific Asia Curling Championship. I played for Hong Kong, of course, and this was back in 2000, I believe, or 2020 Pacific Asia Championships, 2019, one of those years.
Yeah.
Must be 2019 because 2020 would have been a COVID situation. So I think 2019 Pacific Asia Curling Championships. It was in southern China, Shenzhen, China, and it's not always cold in November or late October in southern China, and it was sweltering outside. And that arena did not have dehumidification.
Oof.
And so for the first 3 draws we played, they could not get the humidity down, and it was so sticky on the ice when you were sweeping that your screw just got stuck in the frost. And we had, in one end, 3 stones burned by the same guy, and there were 2 in a row as well. So,
wow. And they couldn't move him off the ice after the first one. They had to just leave him right there, did they? Just burned 3 in a row and never moved. That's crazy. I'm not surprised by that as far as the broom sticking on the frost before. We've all seen that a little bit over the years that, with different situations where there has gotten frosty, but not to that level. Well, I've seen places where it's like sometimes you debate whether you should try to sweep or not sweep.
Yeah, I mean, it was literally like you were shoveling snow off your driveway because snow was coming off in chunks as you were sweeping the ice during the first 3 draws. And then they did manage to bring in some portable dehumidifiers, and then after that, they managed to get the humidity down, and the ice was much more normal.
Yeah. Well, we got a conglomeration of rocks here, but nothing really helping the Yamaguchi team. Although there's probably more rocks there than Mark would like to see too, to be honest.
Yeah, I think Mark should probably hit that yellow stone right there in the top of the four, and just flop on top of his own. I think that'd be prudent right now.
Yeah.
The problem is if you don't play that hit and roll right now, Yamaguchi could probably freeze on top of your shot stone, and there's a little pocket there.
Exactly. He may never be able to get it out. And this one, actually, if he does go towards the zone, he may well roll back up a little bit too. So let's see how he gets along.
Just like that.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I think you're in some serious trouble right now. You don't have a hammer. Down 3-1, and they're counting 4. And you might think, well, why doesn't he just go peel that one off? Well, the problem is that might be the only thing that he has that could save him here eventually. And even if he runs it, he's probably getting rid of maximum 2 rocks with nothing left to hide behind. So I can understand why he's hesitant.
Yeah, if you were to play this run back, you want to leave your guard there.
Yeah.
You can hit it right on the nose, maybe just off nose a little bit. Leave your guard in place.
Yeah, no matter really what happens in the house, so just take whatever you can get. And then, like you say, keep that shooter there. Nice throw. Oh, not going to do it. And not even get rid of anything.
Yeah, and they've rolled to a corner now, so.
Oh, could it get any worse, would be the question. Kean probably not even sure. Like, part of me says, hit the yellow one. It's like, well, could, but.
Yeah, sometimes it's quite confusing when you've got so many rocks in play and you're already sitting 4. What do you do with your next stone?
Well, I know we just sort of saw Mark just sort of shrug his shoulders to the 3rd stone there, saying, "Well, what do you think?" I said they may hit the yellow just because they can't figure out what else to do, but guard up there. I don't know. That's a bit. I don't know if I'd do that. Anyway.
Yeah, I think maybe Mark is just worried that the only thing the Japanese team really has to get out of this now is to smash that yellow into that pile of 3 red stones, and maybe he sees a triple lined up there.
Yeah, and there may be too. You might be right. So this will be Brady Lumley now. It's his first here in 3. Good thing, I suppose, too, is not only that it takes that shot away that you're talking about, but it also, nothing's really sets up well in the house for a draw around anything. So now question is, can he get half of that stone? If he can play the shot that you were just discussing.
Yeah, it looks like he can.
Yeah.
Certainly Yamaguchi thinks so. The only other shot I can see is this freeze right there.
Yeah, yeah. I think if I felt like I could make the yellow one, I think that would be my first shot. And then if I still had an opportunity afterwards to play the other shot, that would be my second shot if I was going to put them in order. They don't always work out
I
that
agree.
way, but yeah. Very confusing situation, though. So here we go. We're going to take a run at this raised multi-rock takeout. We don't really know how many. Potentially get rid of 3 reds if you throw it hard enough. And you got to hit as much as you can see, unfortunately. I don't know if that's going to... It looks a little out, but maybe not. Sweeping it, so it can't be too far out. Sneaks it by. Hits everything. That's a very good shot. Didn't really get anything out, but you're a pretty solid number 2 at least now, and still have a guard. And there's a couple of double options here that would be able to maybe put you in a position where you're sitting 1-3 or 1-2 even. You know, Kean's still got to throw a rock, but...
Yeah, you got a little bit of a wall now on that T line, so you can always lay down a freeze, and it'll be quite tough for Team Kean to remove.
Yeah, exactly, yep.
So this is what Team Kean is thinking about. How do I prevent this end from being stolen away from us? You have a chance to score a bunch, maybe almost put the game away in the third end, but there is some trouble because of those positioning of the Redstones right now.
And ironically, now they're going to go out on the very next shot and peel the guard that they just put up there.
Yeah, I think on that last zone, it just over-curled a little bit on them, and it left the shot by the Japanese team.
Yeah. So Brady Lumley now will try to get rid of this guard. Ooh. Well.
That's not bad.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. I think it's better than I expected. I didn't think that they would even entertain that, and I have to believe it was an accident. I don't think you're going to play that shot. I don't think you're going to play that shot, but you never know.
And that benefit again here is you've taken that shot stone out, and why that's good is you can't freeze on it anymore. Before, if they had frozen on that shot stone, corner frozen or frozen on top, it would have been almost impossible to remove. Now they're just drawing behind cover.
Yeah. He could consider, hitting the one there just on the, partly in the forefoot, a little on the outside, and flop over towards the other one, and might set up so he couldn't remove it easily, but that would be another option.
Yeah, not a bad option there too.
Needs to bury this, though. He's playing the come around, so he definitely has to bury it in there. No matter how deep you have to go to make that happen. Well, within reason, I guess. This could be good. I can say you don't want to let it stop if there's got to go to bury it. I think that's pretty good. Well, it is, but probably gettable, though, I think, Jason?
Yeah, it looks like with the amount of curl there is here, they seem to be able to chase these stones with softer weight, and this is what Mark is going to do.
Yeah. Yeah, I really need to be on the opposite side of the forefoot with that shot, or thereabouts. Now, the red raise was also there, but anyway, it's a pretty good throw, just needed to be a little shorter. Good news is he'll get to do it again probably in a minute. Big shot for Mark Kean. He's had a good day so far, but he'd like to make this one. Makes this, he's going to be in a pretty darn good position. He was getting going, trying to make this curl. Can he get there? Can he get there? He's going to be close. No. Wow. What a potential turn of events here.
Yeah, it looked like it was just a little bit on the wide side.
Yeah.
And now opportunity to make a draw from the top of the forefoot.
Yeah, the key here, make sure. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, Jason.
I was going to say, then you've got the force.
Yep. Just got to make sure you get enough curl here so they can't play the double.
That's right.
It is.
You got to get at least probably 3/4 buried to make sure.
So Yamaguchi, after a pretty good shot on his first one, has a chance to basically do the same thing, just slightly less weight. And to be too dramatic, but almost sees a victory from the jaws of defeat here. At least short term. Starting to move. It'll move here pretty good, but he looks a little bit heavy. Kind of trying to shove it in there. There it goes.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I think that's pretty good as well. Sitting 2, actually, at this point. Can be a strange game sometimes. Oh, first thought here is a little bit of a back 4-foot kind of shot. Get 3/4, flap it back, and have shot rock. But they might also wonder if there's a chance that they can at least touch that one on the way by and get a deuce here, which probably they can, but everything's going to have to be perfect.
Not without a little risk, though. If you're going to try to get that for 2 points, you're going to have to throw a little bit of extra weight at it.
Yeah.
And that might make your rock run a little straighter. And if you don't get the right line, you could roll off it and give up 2 still. So,
yeah. Yeah, I'm not even 100% sure what weight he's selected to throw here. In my mind, I'm thinking something in the back line to hack area.
Yeah, I think back line to hack is enough for this shot. I wouldn't be throwing any more than that.
No. So Mark Kean with the final rock here in the third end. An opportunity to maybe score 2 points, but right now I think he'd be pretty happy as long as he didn't give up 2. Really working on this one. Oops. Oh, he probably got a little fortunate, but so he kind of half made that shot, and he probably had that one in his back of his mind too, that could be a possibility. So Mark Kean will pick up another single, but Yamaguchi survives what was a really scary end, and Kean will lead 4-1 as we go to the break here in Martensville.
Hey Mark, you ready for this game tonight?
Yeah, I'm excited, man. Cupsy, what are you doing over there?
Don't worry, boys. Was just on AztecSafety.com, took a fire extinguisher safety course. Paul, I'm putting out the fires from now on. Woo!
Welcome to the RockShop.net, the official store for the Grand Slam of Curling. Whether you're looking for the best hats, stylish clothing, fun toys, or unique accessories, the Rock Shop has it all. Shop online anytime at therockshop.net for exclusive Grand Slam of Curling gear, or come see us in person at your next event. Therockshop.net, where fans find their favorite curling gear.
Who knew after 20 years in real estate I'd have to make silly videos for Instagram and come out behind a tree?
Stu, we need to do this stuff.
Why can't I just door knock into open houses like I did in the old days?
That doesn't work anymore.
Okay, so it's because I'm sitting here behind a tree. Come use us for real estate.
I don't live in a city, though. Maybe that's why. So we're back, friend, number 4. Jason, interesting third end there. That could have went either way and could have been disaster and kind of, survival for Yamaguchi.
Yeah, certainly that end was looking quite bad for Team Yamaguchi halfway through the stone. Team Kean, they were sitting 4 at one point and in really good spots, but maybe one guard that Team Kean threw that overcurled just a little bit, let Tsuyoshi Yamaguchi's team play some sort of a hit that moved the rock into a much better spot for them, and then a couple of nice draws by Tsuyoshi on the last two led to that steal, or led to an opportunity to steal. Team Kean, Mark, made a nice last shot to push Shotstone back and score one. So here we have it, 4-1. Team Kean leads.
Yep. So both teams probably feeling okay right now. Koizumi. Throwing 2 corners this time.
Yeah, that's what we thought they would have done 2 ends ago. They were down by 3 as well. Same situation. They only played 1 corner. This time they go with the 2 corners.
Yeah, that was an odd decision. And actually, those rocks back 2 ends ago were not in as nice a spot for Marquine as these two are. So
that's right. We were talking about that, and 2 ends ago would have been a really nice situation to go to 2 corners. This time, the 2 Team Kean stones are stacked up a little bit better, so one guard almost covers both stones.
Yeah, absolutely. Should have a pretty tight guard here when this ends. Right on the center line. Well done. Yamaguchi, because he's down 4-1, isn't quite as excited about just peeling the guard. He still may try to run it straight back and see what happens. And he will. Looking for a nose hit. Knows he's going to leave a guard out there and everything else, but he's just a little uncomfortable with where those rocks are right now. So I'm going to try to run it back.
Yeah, they'd love to leave this Yellowstone as another guard. Try to roll it to the corner.
No. Not terrible. He's managed to move the red one over where they might be able to use it on a draw around the corner. Still a really good red stone for Marquine, but it is your yellow one out front now, and you just played the run back, so in theory you should be able to maybe do that again if you have to. Theory is a wonderful thing.
Yeah, so Team Kean trying to defend against that by looping a guard tighter than that Yellowstone. Going to get it half buried behind the yellow, but still being a guard.
Yep, bounce off, so he has left that same shot. Thinking it might be worth playing, Jason.
No, I think so. Play the run back. There's a few different spots where the one you're running in can roll to. You can either sit it right there behind the center guards, or it could go behind one of the corners as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, lots of options here.
Well, not a bad shot there.
Yeah, I think that was a pretty good result. Lumley now.
think they were trying to roll it behind their red center guard. Just overcurled on them.
Yeah. So for Yamaguchi right now, not really bad setup. I mean, I don't know that he needs 4 rocks out front, but he sure needs some rocks. So he's got lots to roll behind here. Roll all the way over would probably be the best bet if he could.
Yeah, I agree. I think rolling all the way over gives them the best chance here. Behind your own guard. And if you land in that port, that's the smallest port you've left there. Every other port is a little bit bigger, so.
Yeah. Well, a little
they've
bit
left it through in a port now.
Yeah, a little bit unlucky there with all that was out there that you left it with a completely wide open. Having said that, it's not a massive wide port, so and they will have to keep the weight up a little bit. And if you ever get back, we saw this morning, if you ever set this back even a little tiny bit with a little bit of weight, you're not going to get. It might even back up. You're never getting through the port if you're a little bit heavy at all. Really nice control of weight there. Just going to roll back over. So you can see there isn't
right behind cover.
Yeah, really nice. And there isn't a lot of action after it hits, Jason. Like I know, you hit 2/3 of the rock there, but it really doesn't it doesn't go too far. So you got to be aware of that. They couldn't make it much better than that, though, to be honest. It's going to be a little draw, tap back kind of shot here for Yamaguchi. Try to get as close to the nose as he can. Bump it back 3, 4, 5 feet at least. Working hard to get it by, and he'll be fine. Now try to curls. A lot of work for one sweeper in this situation. Very nice. Would have been nice to have about 2 more pounds of weight, make the roll, and still get that rock out. But good shot.
Yeah, Mark will probably try to roll this back towards the center here.
Yeah.
Mark Kean, they're ranked 31st in the World Curling Team rankings. That got them just into this field because we got 16 teams that are in the Tier 1 and another 16 in the Tier 2. Team Yamaguchi, they're actually ranked 16th in the latest rankings. Of course, these fields are set a little bit before the event date, so they probably were just outside the 16 when the fields were set.
An interesting call here. Yamaguchi threw 2 really nice draws last end, so he may try to revert to that right here. I kind of think he has to play the red one in the 4-foot.
I think that's the easiest play, quite honestly.
I do too, actually.
If you play the draw, you have to negotiate that port. If you ever maybe rub that red guard and moved it over to protect that other red stone, Team Kean can really block up the path to the 4-foot. So
yeah,
I think playing the thin roll, lots of places to roll too.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can roll right to where you were just talking about drawing to, for that matter. very nice, actually.
A pretty good shot there.
Yeah.
You see, they've shown the correct side of the yellow stone. They've shown the high side. So now, if you try to hit it, you have to be careful about jamming it on the back red. That's why they've gone to this run back.
Yeah. Yeah, the jam's sort of written all over it, playing the other shot. So Mark Kean, final rock in the fourth there. His final rock in the fourth. There's one more Yamaguchi stone to come. Going to make the run back. A little curl enough. It's close. He will. And still sit 3. So good result for Mark Kean. It was close. Yamaguchi forced with another draw for 1.
Another draw for 1 against 3.
Yep. Has not been an easy game so far, but they're hanging on.
They get a draw 2 ends ago. That draw was an in turn or a clockwise turn. They've gone to now the out turn, the counterclockwise.
Just has to come off the outside rock. It's okay there now.
Just a matter of weight.
Yeah. Will it stop? It's close. Really close. It's going to go too far by 2. A steal of 2 for Mark Kean. And he'll take a commanding 6-1 lead at the break here in Martensville. We'll be back right after this.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
Hey Ben, what's the Aztec Safety online e-learning website again?
Yeah, that would be aztecsafety.com.
Fire extinguisher and firefighting, we'll send that one to Paul.
Ah, now here's a course I should probably take. Conflict resolution.
Power line safety. Yeah, I thought it might help me with my line calls. Did you know this Aztec website has over 100 safety courses?
Jeez. Aztec Safety online course. Ground disturbance. Could have used that a few seconds ago.
And we are back here after 4 ends of play, looking to start the 5th end. And it looks like we're ready to go, so we'll just go right through. So Yamaguchi's going to have to really work hard here. He really needs to pick up probably a 3. This ender next. Probably this.
You saw him meditating against the tire of the Ice King.
Yeah.
Gathering his thoughts, trying to figure out what he's going to do here in the 5th end to get back into this game. You can see the time clocks are being used in the Tier 2 of the Grand Cup of Curling Canadian Open. That's unusual for a normal tour event, but certainly at the Grand Slam level, time clocks are used. So they do that for the Tier 2s as well.
So Martine will ask Spencer Dunlop just to put this in top 4.
Yeah, no surprise here. When you're up by 5, just go in the ring. They'll probably put a second one in as well. And of course, also no surprise, they're going to go for a guard. Now this time, Team Yamaguchi, they're going for center guard. And the reason is if they played a corner guard, you can stick that guard into the rings and then hit it. If you throw a center guard because of the no-tick rule, and when you're down by 5, this is often the play, you don't want your guards removed, and this is how you prevent them from being removed. You throw up a center guard, that's touching the center line.
Exactly. Good explanation. Quite Sumi. Let me leave it as high as they can, but just get to the line because they're going to want to be able to put up a couple. In the meantime, Martine will go in again. Spencer Dunlop just put it right on top of the last one. It's good enough. So another center guard go up for Yamaguchi. Probably tight to the circles, or tighter to the circles, obviously. The deal here is you try to keep as much distance between them as you can, but he's going right in, maybe.
Yeah, I think they're going to go right in here and try to sit on top of those red stones.
Okay.
You want to make sure you're... I think that's okay.
Yeah. Yes, it's a good spot for what they called. I just didn't realize I anticipated them throwing another guard, but gives Martine a chance to hit that.
Yeah, I think they can see enough of it such that they can take a go at it. That was the reason why you don't necessarily want to go in, is if you leave a hit, but they've decided maybe that hit's just a little bit too risky. You're flirting too close to that center guard, so going to go with another draw here.
Matthew Garner looking to just come in on the opposite side, the outturn side, and sit in that same grouping of stones that's currently in there. That's pretty good. Getting a little nasty for Yamaguchi. Really tough situation for the Japanese squad right now. It's some really good throws by the front end for Team Kean here. Have this set up.
Yeah, Yamaguchi trying to figure out a way to rearrange things, but not leave their yellow stones exposed so that they can be hit.
Yeah, they did. Go ahead.
I imagine that if this rock is made, that center guard might be coming off.
Yeah, I would think so. They did look at going around everything to the back. It's a strategy we see sometimes, but you have to have maybe a little bit of a realistic look at whether or not you're ever going to get to use it. So here comes the peel that Jason mentioned. Just a straight peel by Garner.
Yeah, nothing fancy needed here. Just remove the guard.
It's interesting now, though, the way they set up. I'm not sure exactly the angle, but if we see the overhead there, we can have a look. But just wondering whether or not there's a possibility that you could wiggle them all around if you blast that yellow. I don't think the back one would go, but you might get a couple.
Yeah, the yellow are lined up pretty nicely into the 3 reds right now. I think they're not intent on moving it yet. It might be just a little bit too early to start moving that situation.
Yeah, I would agree. And now they are going to come around the whole grouping to the back of the 8 foot.
I like this call now.
Yeah, I do too. It's kind of the timing is better. The way the setup is on the rocks at the top of the house is better. So not always an easy shot to throw because you don't have a lot of room to work with.
Yeah, it's curling early. Will they get it by?
Close. Well, you know what? At least it went to somewhere where they couldn't double it off. Very interesting. So Mark Kean is going to blast the front one, or the high one, which will create a little damage in the redstones as well. Brady Lumley. Get about a half a stone. Well, it's interesting. Sometimes you never know what's going to happen, but Yamaguchi could at least temporarily set 3 if he wants to do that. Well, I think those yellows are going to be gone if he does.
Yeah, right now you can make a double on the 2 yellows as they stand. So I like the notion of trying to move this and make the doubles as hard as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you just push.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jim. If
No,
you
it's
just
okay.
push that Yellowstone back.
Yep.
Chip that other Yellowstone sideways a little bit. So one Yellowstone will go to the back of the 8. The other Yellowstone will get chipped over to the side of the 8 a little bit, and your shooters will stay on top. That kind of creates maximum separation with all the stones.
Yeah, I mean, there's limits as to how much you can get, but this gives you the best opportunity, I think. Yamamoto on the broom. Well, would have had to throw it, quite a bit more weight to move them around as much as we were thinking, I guess.
Yeah, never really had the right line or the right weight there. And as you were saying earlier in the game, the blocks don't seem particularly lively, which means when you're making contact with rocks, you need even a little bit more weight than you might be used to.
Yeah. Lumley will be asked to get rid of at least one here.
Or see if that rock can squirt sideways.
Only got rid of one, but he does have second, third right now. So they are going to hit the back one.
Yeah, if they hit the top red stone, that second shot stone, they would probably set up a double. So hitting the back one makes the doubles the most difficult.
Gotta make sure you just don't lose this is all, and he looks fine.
Yeah, just want to nose it here. Nicely done.
The red stone is very conveniently blocking the double on the 2 yellows. The one in the center and the one biting the 8 foot right there. So that's a bonus. play the hit on this.
Yeah, if they nose it as well, there's no double on the two red stones either, because that top red will jam onto shot stone yellow.
Yeah.
The key here is, of course, sitting there for third shot to outcount the other yellow stone that's fourth shot currently.
Mark Kean from Woodstock, Ontario.
One of two Ontario-based teams here in this field. I think Sam Woodbrook is the other team that's in the men's tier 2.
Yep, Sam is in it. I know that.
Also two Japanese teams as well. This team, Yamaguchi, as well as their countryman, Takumi Maeda, in the field.
Not seeing a lot other than just sitting 1-3-4 again, to be honest. I think I don't see the split on the yellow because I don't think I think it's just a harder shot to end up with the same result.
I agree with you.
So hit and stick for Yamaguchi here. Then he'll need a little bit of a break to have a shot at scoring a multiple points in this end, but right now he just has to get, so he's sitting 1-3-4. Yamamoto trying to make sure this doesn't overcurl. Needs to hang around, shouldn't go too far, judging by everything we've seen so far, and it won't. Any thoughts on why you... Go ahead. Sorry, Jason.
Yeah, well, team here trying to make sure they don't leave a double to give up 3. I think if they nosed it, it's probably really tough to make the double.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so too, really.
They were also looking at rolling it under to the back of the 4, kind of behind the Yellowstone.
And the reason for not hitting a shot rock would be just that you're probably going to leave probably going to leave a little easier double.
That's right. And
No
with the
what.
5-point lead, they don't want to be giving up a 3 here based on the ice they've taken. And I think they're throwing that out turn, the counterclockwise turn. Looks like they're going to try to roll this.
Yeah.
Underneath that Yellowstone, that shot stone, sit back 4-ish.
Sure. Mark Kean, play a little hit and roll. And he would just be right on the nose. But that's good enough
That's
to
pretty
permit.
good, though.
Yeah.
This is a very flat double. You'd have to throw it really hard.
The good news for him is that one in the 12-foot doesn't have to go very far. If he makes any contact at all, it's probably enough to to have it count. But man, it is very, very flat because you can't afford to lose your own. That's on the button. So I'm not even sure this is there. I'm on a lot of ice surfaces. I think it might be there. I don't know if it's there today.
And that's more a function of the fact that things don't seem to be coming off each other very live. They don't seem to move as much, not as much action. But we'll see. He'll have to throw this hard. Just off no.
Very smooth with the big weight. Wow. What a shot. What a great shot by Yamaguchi. Picks up 3. Made that look easy, Jason. Anyway, he picks up 3, and he will still trail by 2 points, but that's a heck of a shot to keep himself in the game here. And we have a 6-4 Kean lead here after 5 ends of play. We'll be back right after the break. That was a heck of a shot.
Yeah, he threw. I just looked at the replay. Looked like about a 7-second peel there. So,
Brett, come on, man. I know Aztec's #1 for online safety training, but we really should be out here practicing.
I know, guys. I'll be right there. Just let me finish this course on gas detection. Wait. Do you smell that?
The 2025-2026 Grand Slam of Curling schedule is out, with big events happening all over Canada, like the Masters heading to London in September, the Tour Challenge from Nisku this October, the Canadian Open from Saskatchewan in December, and the Players' Championship from Steinbach coming in January. Early bird weekend and full event passes on sale now at gsoctickets.com. Let's rock.
So we're back. After a great shot in that last end, Jason, I don't know if either one of us saw that coming. We knew it was possible, but it was a wonderful shot by Yamaguchi to score 3.
yeah, really good shot there. I was having a look at the replay. Looks like he threw about 7 seconds hog to hog for that peel. So that's throwing it pretty hard to make that rock shoot across sideways and just move that Kean stone enough to score those 3 points. So wonderful shot from Tsuyoshi Yamaguchi.
So playing the 6 down 2 without hammer is never fun. Don't get me wrong, but it's he's still playing, which might not have been if that last end had gone differently. So fairly well done, and not only that, got 2 beauty guards up here to start. Perfect positioning and center line, almost in the middle of the center line on both. So well done. Momentum's a wonderful thing, and maybe, just maybe, that will help a little bit.
Yeah, you never know. 3 ends left, 6, 7, and 8. And if you're just tuning us in for the first time, this is draw 2. We don't do extra ends here, so they just need to tie up the game after 8. And then they'll go to a draw to the button to break that tie.
Curling's version of the shootout. Yamamoto here will throw his 3rd of 3, playing the freeze here. And the next step will be Mark Kean peeling guards. But for now, try to get this right on top of the one that was just thrown. Well passed. That one, well past the second one. Good shot.
I was just trying to take a read of the time clock behind this team. Looks like Team Kean there at under 10 minutes, so 9 minutes and 30 seconds or so for 3 ends. Teams will have to play relatively quickly, but nothing too concerning on the time clock for them.
No. Which team was that?
Team Kean, and I'm trying to look at the Yamaguchi time clock. That also reads under 10 minutes to me, if I'm not mistaken. So
yeah,
not particularly fast, but also if they have at least 3 minutes an end, they should be able to get through it.
Yeah, it's usually not too much of a concern if you're the team with the 2-point lead. You should be able to move it along pretty good, but when you're down, sometimes you're right, that's should be enough, but if it stays close and gets closer, it might be a bit of a challenge. They do have 2 timeouts. I only know that because they took 2 in the last end this morning. This one not curling real hard, starting to move now a bit. That's a good sweep job there. Good brushing. Mark will ask him to peel that guard. He will peel it in the direction of the yellow on the top of the 4-foot.
Yeah, see if he can get one on the way by. You may even be able to make all 3 of them go if you hit it right.
Yeah, definitely. Like that.
Yeah, they got it.
That's a great shot. That pretty much ends any realistic shot at stealing this end. Or at least barring a relatively easy miss. Yamaguchi going to throw up a corner here. You might wonder why he doesn't have last rock. Well, he's trying to grasp a little bit here.
Yeah, try to make it as hard to peel as possible. If you turn the corner up a little bit higher than that other red corner guard, you peel it one way, it can run into the guard. If you peel it the other way, it could run into the one in the house.
Yeah.
So obviously looking for a mistake. And if you're just curious why 9 minutes is enough for 3 ends of play, well, they are using thinking time. So not the full running time, but the thinking time of 9 minutes left.
Not quite where he wanted to go, but...
Well, now I think you're just trying to peel both guards out.
Yeah.
Lose everything without guards in play. That'll be quite good. Now, that's Yellowstone might be shooting towards that other yellow that's not quite out of play.
It might. It's hard to tell. I can't see it on the overhead at all, so...
To me, it looks like it goes over.
I'm thinking over too as well, Jason.
Well, of course, they decided to hit it not quite right and go under.
Yeah. That'd be not exactly what they mean when you say you're going to bet the under or the over. That wouldn't exactly be it, but in this case, you could have. It did move that red rock into a better spot for Yamaguchi than for Mark Kean, actually.
Yeah, even though it's in the ring, Team Yamaguchi, they can use that as a guard.
So Yamamoto now with the out turn. around that red one. Very nicely done.
Yeah, they went to the back four, trying to get as much separation as they could with this top red stone. Of course, Team Kean, they're going to just try to run this in.
Places this straight. These are fairly easy shots. As long as you can throw it at the boom, it's hard to miss. Probably going back there again, yep.
Yeah, Brady Lumley certainly can throw it out the broom. He's been really good today, as is the whole Team Kean, quite frankly.
Yeah.
Even the last end, when they got 3, they didn't really make a lot of mistakes in that last end.
No, I agree. So Yamaguchi has to sink another one. And if he gets the opportunity, he'll probably have to do it again and then hope somehow it's good enough to force a miss out of Mark Kean. Well, they've got this shot figured out.
They'd love not to run it back and stuff it right there. That will let Yamaguchi play a freeze and get the force that they really need now, because it doesn't really look like a steel end anymore.
No.
If they were to steal, you basically need a missed draw probably on the last stone. For Team Kean, if they can not stuff it, then it'll be much harder to get the force, and they end up getting multiple and putting the game away here. So they have stuffed it. So now the corner freeze.
Yeah, much better opportunity for Yamaguchi now to either steal or force. So I don't know I'm not sure what they were trying to do there. I don't know if they just missed it or if they just thought, no, well, let's just make it straight back. It's maybe not having thought that out quite far enough. I don't know. I'm guessing it was they just didn't quite make the sweep call right. You don't want to miss it, but. So Yamaguchi, final rock here in the 6th end. Fighting hard to keep this one alive. Both sweepers now going. Yamamoto and Yamaguchi, and it looks like it's going to be light.
Yeah, they're pushing hard, but it's only 3rd shot, and now a draw for 3.
Yeah, they did everything they could to get it there. They just ran out of steam at the end. So Mark Kean with a chance to solidify this one. Pick up 2 here in the 6th. Pick up 3 here in the 6th, rather. And 3 might spell an end to this one, actually. We will see. Reminder, we do have another game on at 4:30. Kevin Cooey and in Ramsfell at 4:30 local time, and then that's with Gordon and Rory. And 8:30 tonight, they got Caitlin Laws and Skurlik, and you'll have Jason will be back for that one. Maybe flying solo, but he'll be back.
Yeah, I've been looking forward to that one. Both those teams at the Olympic trials.
Yeah, it's yeah, I agree. It should be a good game. So Team Kean here trying to work this one into the house. And he picks up a 3. Nice draw by Mark Kean. And that will end this one. The final score here will be 9-4. Kean pretty much controlled that, Jason, I think, really. Yamaguchi made a great 3-ender, and they fought hard, but Team Kean was pretty good today.
Yeah, Team Kean very sharp, didn't really make a lot of mistakes. And like I said, even in that end where they gave up 3, it was really a really great shot from Yamaguchi on his last stone to get that 3. Otherwise, a fairly, very controlled performance from Team Kean.
Yeah, I agree, yeah. So for Jason Chang, myself, and our production guys and girls, since we don't know who they are right now, we will say goodbye from now from Martensville, from the Grand Slam of Curling Tier 2 Championship at the Canadian Open, and we'll see you again at 4:30 today. Bye for now.